Hi, my name is Seymour, and the title of my topic today is An Inside Job. Now, a lot of you are aware of everything that's going on in the country today. And for most of us, it's difficult to deal with. And to make changes to adapt to some of the things that are going on takes an inside job. And I know for most of you, change starts from the inside out. We understand that. But that's one of the keys. So I want to talk about things you can do to make some of those changes in your life, things you can do to communicate better, and things you can do to help others. Because all of that will lead to a better life. So let's start with you. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? When you're facing a difficult day, what are you thinking? For some people, they get up on the wrong side of the bed. And for some of them, the bed's against the wall. So that's going to make for a rough day. To make your day start out better, what you need to think about is, what difficulties am I facing today? And most importantly, how am I going to look at these difficulties? How will I face them? Because that will determine how your day is going to go. Typically people say, oh, it's going to be one of those days. And you know what? It is one of those days. Because you just said, this is the way my day is going to go. And there it goes. But at any point, you can make a change in your day. Take a few moments to stop and think. What choices do I need to make at this point to change my day? And then tell yourself, I'm changing my day. This is where the change begins. And for most of you, it will make a difference in your day. So these are key points that you want to think about. So what things do you do to make those changes? How do you face the day? You look at what you can't change and focus on what you can change so that your energy is directed where it needs to go. This is what makes your day change, and this is what makes your life change. To make some of these changes can be difficult. Sounds simple, but it is difficult sometimes. For some people, we're looking to actually change a trait. And a trait is a human condition where it's your neuroticism, your extroversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, openness to experience. These are all traits that we have, and sometimes we want to make changes to those traits. Now for myself, I've been an extremely shy person for most of my life. And I'm changing that trait to be more of an extrovert. So how do I do that? A lot of time and a lot of effort. It doesn't happen overnight. And remember, when you're making changes, there will be missteps. Things won't go always the way you want. But you recognize those missteps, and you work from them. Those steps will help you to see a better path. Now, when you're facing these traits and trying to make this change, it's going to take time. You know, all too often when we make the mistakes, we tend to beat ourselves up. How many times have you said something, not said something, done something, or not done something, and then beat yourself up about it for days? What did you accomplish? Don't let that happen. When you get into really difficult situations, focus on your accomplishments. What have you done to move forward? Because even if it's a small step, it's a step in the right direction. It's a step towards change. So that's really important, is that you pay attention to those steps. Step at a time, a little bit. Don't try and bite off a big chunk. Look at your days. Decide, these are the things that I want to accomplish. And at the end of the day, you look at what you've accomplished. And then you think about what you didn't accomplish. And the important thing here is don't beat yourself up for what you didn't accomplish. Sometimes life gets in the way. Now, there's a person that has a great saying. It's a great speaker, Mr. Tom Costas. And he said, life is full of peaks and valleys. And when you're in the valley, don't build a condo. And what he means by that is keep moving. This too shall pass. Change always happens. So keep making that change. Now, an important point here is that I want you to think about your strengths and accomplishments. This is important. Think about your strengths and your accomplishments. Right now, just for a moment, think about that. And how does that make you feel? Can you feel a slightly renewed sense of empowerment? Because you're looking at what you've accomplished and what your strengths are, and that's giving you the fortitude to say, hey, I can do this. Never tell yourself, I can't do this. Because you can if you really want to. So that's what you want to focus on. I can do this. And then start taking the steps, even if they're small. So let's touch on communication. Communication is one of the things that we're learning right here. And a key to communication is listening. Now, for some of us in this room, myself, that can be a challenge when you're trying to be a speaker. But you need to listen. Listen to what your inner self is saying. Listen to the advice of others. Sometimes you get great advice. How often have we had somebody say something to us and you go, yeah, but, or you finish their sentence. Listen to what they're saying. You can never get too much good advice. And you take that advice and you make an informed decision on how that can benefit you. You know, my father told me when I was a kid, life is full of mistakes. And you don't have time to make them all yourself. So learn from others. And to do that, you have to listen without interruption. So that's one of the strengths of communication. And also in communication, when you are giving communication, give your point. Be clear on it, what it is that you want to express. Because if you're not clear, you'll get stuck. You've got to be able to communicate clearly what it is that you want. That's what's going to make a difference. Now, let's talk about helping others. Why? Because everybody needs help at some point in their life. What is it that you can do to make a difference in somebody's life? What steps can you take? What area fits for you? What makes your community better? For myself, 4.5 years of running the daily operations of a homeless shelter, I've learned from many people about the difficulties of life and have had the opportunity to be thankful for what I have, because I could be in a situation like that. So that's important to recall, what it is that you have. And to help somebody, you have to listen, speak with them, and be supportive. And you need to treat them as an equal. This is important. Treat them as an equal. Think of how you would feel in that situation. Find a place where your time, your talent, and in some cases your treasures can benefit others. And that will make a difference for you, because it not only changes their life, it changes your life. So let's recap. Changing your life. Making choices that are positive, not focusing so much on the negative. Communication, listening. Saying exactly what it is that you want. Being specific and clear. And helping others. Be compassionate. Be open. And be willing. That will make a difference for an inside job.